Hello! Today we're going to talk about leather. As a leather crafter, it's a good idea to have a basic understanding what leather actually is and some of the terms and words used in the industry. So leather is basically the skin of an animal. A leather hide refers to a skin from a large animal like a cow or a buffalo or an oxen or a big animal. Whereas a leather skin is usually used for small animals like sheep, pigs and goats. So today we'll look at the different properties of leather, the different cuts of leather and how us as a crafter can utilise those. So here in the UK we don't have access generally to the exotic leather that may be available elsewhere in the world. So predominantly we use cow hide, let's get the terms correct, goat, pig, sheep. That's generally what we use in this country. There are more exotic leathers, such as snake skin, alligator skin, etc. But generally we don't use those. So today we're going to have a look at some leathers and examine some of their properties to see what the differences are. So the first thing we look at is the different cuts of leather. By a cut it means that when an animal is skinned, say a cow, different areas of that skin have different properties. So let's take a cowhide hide as an example. If we look over here, where is it? Here. This is a full cowhide hide. And here, this is what's called a side of a cowhide. A side is basically the hide cut down the middle, so half a cow basically. We then have a single shoulder and a double shoulder and a back and the belly. Now each of these have different characteristics and different properties. Another characteristic of leather is its thickness. Generally speaking, the back of the hide, the butts, are the thickest part of the leather, and this is commonly used for things like belts and sheaths. Whereas the shoulders, which is generally a bit thinner, is used for things like case making, wallets, handbags, that sort of thing. The belly is quite a stretchy leather, so good for applications which require that slight movement. In the UK, we measure the thickness in millimetres, whereas in America it's measured in ounces. So I'll show you a few examples of leather and its thicknesses. So over here we have some what's called vegetable tanned leather. We'll talk about tanning in a moment, but this is the most common type of leather used in the leather industry. It has a smooth surface and a rough surface. The smooth surface is called the grain and the rough surface is called the flesh. So we have the grain side and the flesh side. Leather has, as I said, a grain. You can determine the grain by looking at it. You can see which way the creases are folding and generally which way it bends. If it bends more easily in one direction, that is the grain. For example, it's a bit stiff this way, but it's very flexible that way. So that is the grain of this particular piece of leather. To measure it, we use a little measuring device, not sure what it's called, but just measure this piece and we can see that is 0.8 millimeters. This sort of size would be used for making bags and cases and that sort of thing. Thicker bits of vegetable tan, this is more suitable for belts and things. This is a 2.6, but up to 3.5 mil is good for belts. This is a piece of pig skin. You can see it's a lot thinner, a lot more flexible. And this is measuring at 0.5 mil. Pig skin can come in natural colours, black, brown, and you can stain it to your own requirements obviously. This is a piece of sheep skin, again very flexible. It's got a lovely soft back and quite stretchy, probably similar in thickness to the pig skin, 0.5. This is a piece of upholstery leather. You can see it's got a nice textured pattern, good for furniture. got a very hairy back, this one. Very hairy grain, flesh side. So, leather comes in so many different types. We'll talk about tanning next. So, tanning is the process of treating the leather to prevent the skin from rotting, basically. So there are two basic types of tanning. There's what we call vegetable tanning and chromium tanning. Now, vegetable tanning is soaking the skin hide in a vegetable-based solution for a long period of time, which cures it. Whereas chromium tanning uses chemicals and salts, which do the same thing but much quicker. Generally, vegetable tanned leather is used more in the craft industry, whereas chromium tanned leather is used more in upholstery and furniture making. Okay, just to finish off this section, I'd just like to say that there are a massive range of leathers out there. You can buy pre-dyed, pre-embossed, pre-textured, the list goes on. We will be focusing on vegetable tanned leather because it's the most common leather used in the craft industry, and it allows you as the craft person to decide on the final item. You can determine its colour, its texture, its shades, its overall design. So I'm looking forward to the next lesson. I hope you are too. So don't forget, you can, where is it? It's over here somewhere. Over here. Don't forget to press the subscribe button if you want to get the free PDF that comes with each of the following tutorials. So see you soon.